Hey guys, so this video is going to be on a key element that I've wanted to have in my videos where I'm teaching people how to play. It's more of a cosmetic thing that's in the background, but I thought it would be a fun part of it. And you guys will see why once the videos are released. And basically, I'm a huge fan of the Mechwarrior 4 PC games, and you'll see a resemblance right here to the Mech Hangars in those games. You see kind of the sandy brown outside, and then you also see the blue doors, which were what all the hangars look like in all the Mechwarrior 4 games. It's a reminiscent type of image for me. I did want to have a little play on the top here. We'll see right here we have the green on the helipads, so kind of looks like trees from above. That's kind of the goal. Is the top give it some element of camouflage. Now, you'll see right there we have the little turbines on the top. Those are green too. Kind of looks like trees here, and just kind of a mix of a brown on top with some of the sandy brown. So it just looks very as natural as it could be from an aerial view. Now, just while we're looking at it from the outside here, as you can tell, it fits within the regular size hexes just fine. You'll see all the way around the building, it fits in there just fine, no issues at all. Same idea with the mechs. You can see right here with the Timberwolf, the door, it looks like it fits very well. It's a little large when you're looking at the standard Battletech 30 meters per hex size. It's a bit on the big side. But, you know, most players, yeah, whatever, no big deal. It looks cool. It's going to make the battlefield look cool. Alpha Strike, it's definitely going to be a little more in scale. And so that'll flow pretty well there. Where you can just ignore the hexes and move around. I'll go over right around the outside. So you'll see these little they look like little hatches that can open. Basically, there's another line of turrets that are produced that they can sit on these. So definitely can give this thing some defenses. Now, what's cool about this is it opens at the top, and we'll see right here the seams. That's where each section comes apart. So basically, this is a section. It basically each section in between each of the columns. That's where that's each individual section, and it goes all the way around. You'll see here that I kind of put some blue on here. Look like windows. So there's an upper walkway around for the personnel inside. And yeah, what's cool about these doors is they actually move. Now you'll see right here. This is how the mechanics work. So basically, you'll see this is all part of the wall, and this middle piece here is kind of a floating piece. It's only attached on the very end of the wall, and the door basically fits around that. Now, it's very stiff. I tried to really loosen them up before painting, but even just those thin layers of paint and sealer, that was enough to make them fairly stubborn. Now, they do move with some ease, but I would highly recommend, especially if someone else were picking this up or making this and building it for their own table, to really to break the sections apart and close the doors manually once they're apart. Because, you know, this 3D printed stuff, it's awesome. It looks great, but there are some fragile points in it. Now here is going to be a view of the top. So as you can see, just kind of swirled around some of the browns. Just really wanted to make it look close to natural as possible. We kept the same light blue for the doors on the top. And then what's cool about this, all the detail they put in. You can see just some piping. You see, looks like maybe some ventilation or something or other. We'll see right here. You know, we have an elevator that goes up to the helipads. We'll see just some other details here along the sides. What's cool is we also have all these little notches that annotate where hexes are at. Because if you throw something like this on the battlefield, there's a good chance someone's going to want to jump on it. And hey, you know, it's a great defensive position as well. Now you sit down right here, and then you have level 1, you have partial cover right there from that whole section. So it's a good strategic place to be at. Plus, it's just fun to be jumping up on big buildings. Now let's take a look on the inside. So it just sits right on top as a flat. It's just a flat gray just a base right there. Nothing too crazy on that part. And then we'll see inside I already put some mechs in there. So the what I have right there is going to be the Kodiak 2 and the Direwolf. So this is an Iron Metals miniature, that's a pewter mini, and then we have the Direwolf there from Catalyst. So we'll see that they fit pretty well, but like these larger mechs, they're going to have some spacing issues, especially Kodiak 2. He doesn't fit between those things at all. The Direwolf, you can kind of slide it in there to make it fit pretty well. For example, we'll see here's the Timberwolf. Let's throw him in there. Fits in there great. So it's really it can really give your game a good aesthetic look to it. Now you'll also notice on the bottom here, this was something that I just had a little fun with. So basically I had the green ones all going out to the doors, the red ones being the gantries and the mechs. And so basically the red ones would just turn green, and when it's time for that mech to move out, was kind of my headcanon, that type of thing. Now as far as the structure goes, what you'll see here, you'll see kind of the elevators up and down to work on mechs and stuff. Now if someone were to get this, these are very fragile. I accidentally just snapped one in half. I was able to glue it back together. It looks fine. I don't remember which one it is, but basically these are very fragile, so just be careful with them. And then you'll see right here we have, one elevator has the different, I put the little green emblem there, or the green color there to show the doorway. You'll see right here it just has some different colors for whatever's in these tanks. You have some little power sources there, and it's a lot of neat detail in this thing. You'll see right here the upper walkway, once again marked in with the blue windows, and even all the gears and everything. So this is a door over here that's closed. You'll see all the gears and the way everything looks like it goes together, like you would see in a futuristic sci-fi hangar. So just so you have a chance to see it, that's what the doors open look like, and that's what the doors closed look like. So obviously you can jimmy it around a little bit, maybe even them out a little bit, and might be able to get these to just close here. Yep. So they aren't fully closing. I'm not going to try to force it or anything, but basically they slide in. And so that's how they start. Obviously you saw they look fully open. Now on the bottom you're going to have this whole piece comes out on its own. So I just had it set on top there. All right, so next up what I'll do is I'll kind of break it apart so you can see its individual sections, and we'll look a little bit closer at the doors and such. So this right here, we have a section that is a door. So we'll see kind of how it's built. Right here, we'll see this floating piece in the middle. There's nothing really connecting it. Now, when you actually print it, it's going to have little pieces in there that you have to cut out, and basically that's what allows this piece to slide over. And it also has that little notch right there, that little black notch you can see. So it gives you a spot to put a fingernail or or maybe a flathead screwdriver, a coin, something like that, to grab it and kind of push it through. Now, as you can see, it's a little kind of hook system that goes in each side. You see right there, we have those that go together. So they just kind of fit in, slide together. It's like I said, even with the small layers of paint and sealer, that was enough to kind of really kind of stiffen it up a bit. So I'm sure after a few uses, it'll wear down enough that way we don't have any issues with it. Now we'll see here where they go together. Inside the seams, I'm not really worried. That paint's going to eventually scrape off and things along those lines. We'll also see on the front here how there's a little overlap. And you also see here on the end that we have some overlap going on. One thing to be aware of is that overlap may wear on the front side of the one that's being overlapped. I like to really load things up with a sealer because I use a lot of my terrain in a lot of games we play. And so I just really want to give it that long-term sturdiness of it's not going to get chipped if a die hits it, a lot of people handling it. Just want to give that good protective layer. Now, what's cool is you can really just kind of set it aside there. Let's say you're not looking for the massive hangar on a tabletop game. You could easily just set up 2 gantries side by side. You don't need to have the doors and the full on structure. So we'll see here. These ones will work perfect right here. So it comes apart right here. And one thing, like I was mentioning, the structure right here, those being a little on the flimsy side. Same with the hooks. You'll also see right here where one is already kind of popped off. But it doesn't really matter because the terrain's really just sitting on the table. You don't really need these top portions to give it a really solid foundation. Those work just fine even if they do pop off. I'm hesitant of even gluing that back on. But we'll see over here that you just kind of push down, give them a release. Give us some more room there with that. But yeah, you can just put them in like this, and it hooks in. Pretty simple. So you could literally have this sitting inside of a base. Oh, we got a spot for 2 mechs, and that looks a lot like I specifically remember in the Mechwarrior 4 games, there was this kind of a standalone mech gantry that would just sit there, and it would just be like this. It was 2 hangars, and then like kind of an admin side, so that way people could work in there or something. But yeah, this would work just fine, or just a single one, because let's say a mech works, for example. Let's say your mission happens where they're building mechs and things like that. You could even have them spaced around, and you could have mechs just sitting in there that are just more cosmetic than part of gameplay. So this really gives you a lot of cool flexibility. Now the Hextech line, it has a lot of very cool miniatures in it. You'll see right here, you have kind of a radar dish, you have a generator, you have a building. What's cool about these buildings is they can just pop right on and off there. So in the event you're interested in Alpha Strike games, you can just use the buildings by themselves. You have some walls as well. I tried connecting the walls to the Sigma Dome, but the hexes they just aren't a way that they allow it to connect. But you can create really cool dynamic scenarios. So like in this case, just like I was talking about earlier, you can have some mechs out here that are fighting, and then just some mechs that are sitting there for cosmetic purposes. It fits in great. It looks really good with the mechs, and I can't wait to use it on our table. Next time we meet up to play. So basically, it's a great structure, really cool. And overall, as far as 3D terrain goes, I've had a really good experience with the Hextech terrain. Even though I don't make it, I bought all of it from SteelWarrior Studios. It is fantastic terrain to use, and I can't wait to see where they go from there. They've created a lot of cool stuff. Since SteelWarrior Studios is going to be closing soon, then whoever gets the rights next, I'm going to be interested in ordering some more from them as well. So this is just a little bit kind of, shooting from the hip, just kind of talking about this cool project I had, and you will see more of the structure and more of all of these structures in the future videos where I'm remaking how to play Battletech. Just a cool cosmetic background. That way there's neat stuff to look around at. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.